a little bit later today. I had some stuff going on this morning, so I had to do a half hour later. Grand Rising. It's Monday. The best way to start our Monday is how? Getting our mind right. At least that's what I think anyway. So if you want to manifest your greatest life, then listen to this live. Because we're going to talk about how to get into that mindset of I am the operant power of my reality. And if I'm the operant power of my reality, that means I get to control what happens in my reality, right? So why wouldn't we want to do that? So I'm going to start out today. I had an energy session on Thursday night. I couldn't sleep if I was paid to. I was up the entire night. I have my affirmations go off every single hour. I heard these affirmations go off every hour on the hour the entire night. And I felt a lot of presence around me. I kept feeling that there were things near me. I felt things, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. And when I go to do my energy sessions, she can enhance things and different things like that. Because I've definitely always had gifts. And that morning, very, very early, probably 5 a.m., I finally fell asleep. And in my dream, I was in Tulum at Amansala, where I always have my retreats. And there was a small hill, like a dune or something, on the beach that was covered in snow. There's no snow in Tulum. And there was this gorgeous gunmetal silver horse that was sparkling in the sun, that was riding or running wildly on the beach. And all of the other horses on the beach were white, but they were unicorns. And so I remember just being in the dream and watching them. Like I was actually filming it on my phone, watching them just run freely and wild on this beach. And I was just thinking to myself, like, how beautiful and majestic they were. Hour or so later, I get a text message from my energy practitioner. She texts me and she says, by the way, unicorns are real. This conversation, that text message was out of the blue. I didn't talk to her since the day before because I had my session. She texts me that very morning, by the way, unicorns are real. I was like, why did you just text me that? Like, I literally had a dream this morning about unicorns. And she just said, the synchronicities of life. But I looked up what they mean. One thing is femininity. The other is miracles and consciousness. So I didn't take that lightly because it was the most magical dream I probably ever had. And then someone texted me, by the way, unicorns are real. And it just all came together. And it's just a powerful part of our consciousness that we often ignore when we are shown signs and we just brush it off as, oh, that was just a cool dream or something like that. And I don't believe that for a second. And through our dreams, we can manifest. Through our dreams, we do manifest. In our dream state, we do astral travel. Many of us don't know that we do that we travel to other realms of magic. Sometimes it's of terror for people. But we do go to these places deep within our consciousness when we are sleeping, and we can utilize those things to draw in the things that we want or push away the things that we don't want. How? By changing the way that we think about things, by changing the belief systems that we have. I started hypnosis last week. I have another session tonight, another one next Monday. And I've done hypnosis work before, and it was good. This was like next level stuff. After we were doing, he was saying the affirmation over and over again. And after we did that night, all I could hear was that affirmation. The next morning, all I could hear was that affirmation. And because of that session, I just started to do things unconsciously that coincide with what the affirmations were. And I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. Like, I didn't even think about it. I just went ahead and did the action. So that just goes to show you that when you do the reprogramming work, when you reprogram the subconscious mind, things start to shift and change for our favor, right? So hypnosis is as long as you have a good hypnotherapist, hypnosis is very powerful to reprogram your mind so that you can get the things that you want in your life. So I'm going to read from The Magic Path of Intuition by Florence Scovel Shinn today. And I opened up the book to where? I am wide awake to my good. I never miss a trick. We have often heard people say that things are bad for our health. We have never heard them say that certain things are bad for wealth. So this is talking about mindset. So it doesn't have to necessarily just pertain to wealth, but let's just read on. Broken chairs, untidiness, disorder are bad for wealth, for they keep us in a poor vibration. And whenever I see someone, and there's probably people on here right now that have a broken screen on their phone. Whenever that had happened to me in the past, that very day, immediately, unconsciously, I would order a new phone. I could never stand to look at a phone with a cracked screen because it made me feel bad about myself. It made me feel broken. I know it's a weird analogy, but I don't like to look at things that are broken or don't work. Like she says in the book, when there's untidiness and there's things all over the place, even though it might not consciously bother you on a subconscious level, that is a belief system somewhere. That I'm not good enough to have order in my home or in my mind. That this untidiness makes me feel a certain way, even though I don't realize that it does. Because when my place is messy, every single time I walk through the door, I'm like, fuck, I gotta clean this place. I gotta clean it. It's making me insane. And then when you have a clean space or a very neat space, you're like, oh my God, it feels so good. See, someone said I have a cracked screen. It makes me insane. Because it makes me feel like, and that's me personally, and I don't know about how other people feel, but when you have just disarray in any way, and we're looking at our phones constantly, so if you're constantly seeing shattered glass, broken screen, it's like, it reminds you like, oh, I don't have the money for this, or it keeps you in a different state of mind than when things are in order. So when I opened this up today, I was like, yes, that is so true. As there are certain things in my space, like from my closet, there's so many articles of clothing that I don't even look at. I just push them around. They're there. And I just like, oh, what do I want to wear today? And I just push those to the side. I don't want them. Yet they're still in there taking up space. So if we look at our minds and all the clutter in our minds, and we don't want to do the mind work that is taking up space, we are doing a huge disservice to ourselves. The untidiness in our mind of things that don't serve us, that we allow to stay there, like we allow clothes to stay in our closet, are just taking up space. Where when you make space for something, that means you make space for something else. So if you get rid of things in your mind that no longer serve you, you're making room for other things to come into your life. I'm untidying my bedroom too, have to declutter. Thing that might be in your car that's like, that should not be in there. Right? I think this is a good way to start Monday, is decluttering your life. Decluttering your mind. Right? No, you didn't miss it. I started at 10 o'clock today. When we declutter our mind, we can allow room for new things to come in. So when I did my hypnosis, he's getting out the old programming so he could put new programming in. And it all of a sudden just starts to shift. And then you work with the new programs, like our phone. You have low memory. Why? Because we have so much shit in our phones that we don't need, that we hold on to. Oh, but I want to keep this picture. Oh, but maybe I'm going to need this. We do it with everything in our life if we can just look at things that way. You have low memory in your phone. You're like, oh, what am I going to delete? But I need this app, but I haven't used it in 2 years. But I need this, but I need this. We hold on to things that we need to let go of. Declutter. Make room. Because when we make room for new things, the energy just shifts. Whether you know it, whether you realize it or not, all of a sudden you're like, oh, that feels good. I have so many pairs of yoga pants. I'm sure you've noticed. I got rid of probably 25 pairs of yoga pants that just sit in my drawer. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll need it for class sometime. No, bitch, you haven't worn those in months. Throw them out. Or give them away, rather. I didn't throw them out, I gave them away. But once I emptied the yoga pants drawer, I was like, oh, this feels so good. And it's just something insignificant. But in our minds, when we do the action of these things, we know that they're no longer there anymore. And maybe sometimes we're just like, oh, I wish I would have got rid of them. And then afterwards, you're just like, you forget about it. But we have to do this with the mind space too. So the physical space, get rid of the clutter that's around you all the time, that's in your consciousness all the time, but also declutter your mind. People that don't serve you anymore, let it go. Let them go. You don't need people that don't make you feel good. If you're having bad experiences with people, it's obviously a belief system within yourself. But once you start to get rid of those people, then you're shifting in your mind. And I'm not going to tolerate this behavior anymore. So I'm going to push these people out. And if they want to show up differently for me based on my new beliefs about myself, they're welcome to come in. But if not, you're going to stay over there. When shopping, I think I better get this in case of an apocalypse. That's not a bad thing to be prepared, but if we're always coming from a state of fear, then we're always going to manifest something to be fearful of. I live by the essentials, but my family doesn't, and it drives me nuts. I get it. A man told me he had put his life in order by straightening out his desk. He threw out old letters, pieces of twine, and faded ink-filled blotters. You can tell how old this book is. Faded ink-filled blotters and pigeonholed the papers he wanted and were important. Conditions on the external changed. So even your workspace. People that just have clutter all over the place. You're like, how do you get anything done? But the moment that you declutter things, the moment that you throw away things that you don't need. Like I have stupid, just bills that are already paid that are just on my counter. Throw it out. That's all, they're going today. After this, I need this reminder. They're going, they gotta go. Because right now on my countertop, there's things that I have to take, to get fixed, like clothes I have to get fixed. Put them somewhere where you're not seeing them. Continuing. A new world and prosperity opened for him. As you change in consciousness, all the conditions about you change. Do not neglect the day of small things, for little beginnings have big endings. According to your faith, be it done unto you. According to your faith, be it done unto you. And that's according to your faith in anything. If you have faith that something bad is going to happen, then be it done unto you. That's what's going to happen. If your faith is in something good, good things are going to come of that. It's just the laws of the universe. This isn't, people think, oh, that doesn't happen. Okay, well, you can continue living in poverty and have fun with that. Okay. Which part did I want to read next? Okay, this is a very good one. So I think these are two messages that are very important today. Let me see what this Julie said. I keep getting booted off the live right when I needed this message. I'm going to repost it. So if you need to rewatch, then I'll repost it. The light of infinite intelligence streams through your consciousness, dissolving and dissipating all anger and resentment. You are at peace with yourself and with the world. Let's read this affirmation again. The light of infinite intelligence streams through your consciousness, dissolving and dissipating all anger and resentment. You are at peace with yourself and with the whole world. How many people in here can say, I am at peace with myself and I'm at peace with the whole world? Because I sure as hell can't say that I am to either of those things. I'm not fully at peace with myself, which is why I do this work, right? Which is why I do the hypnosis stuff, which is why I do the energy work. Put yes and yes, or no and no. Are you at peace with yourself and with the world? I don't see no answers yet. Because if people say yes and yes, then I'm going to know that you're lying. I'm just saying. Maybe you're at peace with yourself, K Cosmic Jewel says. Yep. And Anna says yes and yes. Good for you. Yes and no. Okay. No and no. I love it. No and no. Thank you for the honesty. Again, I'm not saying that the person that says they're at peace with themselves is lying, but it's definitely difficult. I'm a lot better. Okay. No. I love it. I love the honesty. Definitely not. There's some times that I'm at peace with myself. Someone said depends on the day. 100% depends on the hour. Sometimes I'm at peace with myself, but peace with the world, that's a hell no. That is a hell no. Okay, someone said yes and yes. I'm happy for you. More peace with myself than the world, definitely true. If you're at peace, there's no growth or evolution. Okay. Because I think there's peacefulness, that we're in a state of peacefulness. But being in a state of peace, like every day you're just like, wow, this is nice. That's what I would imagine being in peace feels like. Like nothing bothers you and you're just like flowing. That doesn't happen for me yet. There's moments of that, right? A work in progress. There's moments of peacefulness. And then there's other times where I'm just like really not at peace with myself, right? So, a woman told me after the meeting that she seems enveloped in a blazing light which swept all discord from her consciousness forever. She said, when you were speaking, I realized I had lost everything I ever loved through anger. But now I feel that I can never be angry again. It was a most wonderful experience. Many people think if they can control their temper or not show anger, that it is enough. This is an important next sentence. This is not the case. The vibration goes out just the same. So whether you speak your truth or you don't, the outcome is just the same. Actually, I'm sorry. Let's rephrase that. If you speak your truth, the outcome changes because you're moving that stuck energy out of your body. If you are not speaking your truth, and you're like, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna, not show my anger. I'm just gonna control myself. You never get to release that. You never get to speak what is your ultimate truth. Even if it's saying something to someone else, standing up for yourself. If you don't get to do these things, that means you harbor the energy. That energy still lives within you. What is emotion? Emotion is energy in motion. So even if you don't say it, that energy and emotion still lives inside of you. So that vibration is still going out anyway. Someone in my family just will not ruffle feathers. Oh, I just let it go. You don't let it go though, because if you let it go, you'd be healthy and you'd be happy. And this person is always in a state of, I can read energy, right? So whenever I see this person, like I see that it's literally, the energy is literally choking them from not saying the things that they want to truly say. And they're like, yeah, I just let it go. I don't like to, doesn't like confrontation, right? I don't like confrontation. So I'm just going to hold on to all of these thoughts and feelings because I don't like confrontation. Somewhere along the lines is I am not good enough to speak my mind, or I don't feel important enough for people to listen to me. So many people think if they control their temper or not show anger, it is enough. But it's the opposite. I would rather someone show their anger than hold on to it. Because whenever I meet people that are just so even-tempered all the time, and they act like nothing ever bothers them, Those are the people that are probably more dangerous than the people that are angry and rageful. Unless you're in a state of really peacefulness and bliss, like that's different. And you're just like, I don't let these things bother me because it's just like, I don't want to, I don't want anybody to not ruin, but interfere with like my vibration. You know what I mean? Like that's their thing. Like that doesn't bother me. That's one thing. But for people that allow things to bother them, or they don't know how to control that type of vibrational situation, and they just keep it inside because they don't want to ruffle feathers, they don't want altercation, those are the people that start to get physically sick and manifest physical illness because they don't speak their actual truth. Chris says, I want to be more unbothered. And I think the more that you do this work and the more that you understand why people show up in your reality the way that they do, that is how you become more unbothered, because you realize that they're just reflecting you. So people that continue to show up in your life as, someone that's bullying you or someone that is constantly victimizing you, they might not be nice people. They're probably not. But they're showing up into your reality because they're reflecting your feelings about yourself. They're only reflecting you. If you feel I am not worthy of being loved, you're going to continue to call in those people that will never love you properly. They are just a reflection of you and your belief system. How can you tell the difference between those Zen people versus those not speaking their truths? Their energy. Everyone in here, I am sure that you have met a person that you're like, wow, that person's like, their energy is magnificent. Like, the energy that somebody carries does not lie. Versus a person that you can feel hurt, or maybe you don't have that awareness, but I have that awareness of people. As soon as I meet somebody, I could even look at a picture of somebody and I know everything about them. But you know the difference between someone that won't ruffle feathers, someone that is walked all over. Their energy tells you energy doesn't lie. You just have to be aware or pay attention to it. Because there are people that just have this beautiful energy about them. And those are people that probably have done a lot of this hard work, shadow work, and all these things to be in a space where I'll let that person show up, but they're not going to change my vibration. Right? Or you're just like, oh, I'll send them love. Can you look at my picture? I've done this my whole life and never knew what it was. But anytime I would look at somebody, I would know immediately, like, if I like the person, how they feel about themselves, everything. I just always been able to do that. So you must be cleansed to be free from anger and the effects of anger. Don't let appearances rock your boat. I had a patient who once said, I should have been mad, but I wasn't. I should have been afraid, but I wasn't. This showed spiritual growth. So a person that said, I should have been mad, but I wasn't. I should have been afraid, but I wasn't. In your subconscious are the negative tidbits and beliefs impressed upon it from many life experiences. Thus, it must be renewed by flooding it with the perfect ideas of the superconscious, your divine self. Love and goodwill to all is the goal. So what did we just talk about? Having peace with yourself and peace with the world. So when we can be at peace with ourselves and at peace with the world, we're coming from our divine self. I should have been mad, but I wasn't. I should have been afraid, but I wasn't. That's a superpower. That is a superpower when you can master that. And that's what I'm saying, the difference. Someone said, what's the difference between the two? Someone like this who said, I should have been mad, but I wasn't. I should have been afraid, but I wasn't. It's like people that trigger you in your family. Once you move to a different space in your consciousness and you don't allow the things that used to trigger you before because you've made that spiritual leap and you understand where that person's coming from, why they're reflecting that to you because of your beliefs. But once you shift your belief system, those people have no power over you if they did before. They don't have the power to change your vibration anymore. So when people that showed up for you, or didn't show up, they would show up as that version of yourself that you believe to be true, once you shift out of that, maybe they'll still show up the same way, but it doesn't affect you the same way. And that's how you know that you made the shift within yourself, that your conscious or your subconscious mind is changing. The energy is changing, right? So when that energy changes, the energy around you changes. When the energy around you changes, your entire reality and experience changes. I knew a man who said, "Of course I love everybody, but there are a lot of people I don't like." I replied, "No, you still have some spots of ill will in your consciousness. You will have to be sent back to the cleaners." Every test is a process of purification. When we're unmoved by them, we won't attract them. I have a friend who says that whenever she needs money, she takes a taxi cab to make herself feel rich. So there's different things that you can do to embody having the things that you don't have yet. So when it comes to living in the state of the wish fulfilled, and this is what Florence Scovel Shinn teaches, that's what Neville Goddard teaches, that's what Joseph Murphy teaches, is that you live as if you already have the things not yet in your reality. Because everything is first imagined in your consciousness, and then it comes forward in your three-dimensional reality. Everything. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's having children, whether it's buying a new home, or whether it's, cooking food, everything happens in your mind first. I used to think to myself every time I cook, oh my God, I know I'm going to burn this. And what would happen? I would burn it. I've ruined so many pans. My sister won't let me cook at her house because she's like, "You're not ruining my pans." I've ruined every pan I've ever cooked in. Until finally I realized you're cooking too high. Lower the temperature and you won't burn it, right? But in my mind, I always was like, I'm going to burn this food. I'm not good at cooking, right? Until I changed it. Now I use creativity in my cooking. This is The Magic Path of Intuition by Florence Scovel Shinn. The most expensive thing you can do is violate a hunch. If money is not used for the right purposes, it will go in some uninteresting or unhappy way. The minute you make your demand, infinite spirit knows the way of fulfillment. Only doubt, fear, or reasoning keeps away your good. Only doubt, fear, or reasoning keeps away your good. So we block our blessings every day. Every time we think of a good idea or we think of something that we want to do, and you're like, "Oh, I don't have the money for that. Oh, this person's not going to want to do that with me. I really want to go on vacation, but nobody's going to want to come." When we think from those things, we block our blessings. We block our blessings every day with doubt and with fear. So now, as much as I can every single day, the project that I'm working on right now, I told my energy healer, I'm like, I just can't get a good visualization of it yet. She's like, then that means it's not time to do it yet. So for the last couple of weeks, I'm like beating myself up. I'm like, why isn't this clear? Why can I not get a clear picture? And with me, everything just comes very, very simply and easily and very clear. And this, I am not getting a clear picture of, so then it's not the right time for it. But everything I've created in my imagination, I always go back to saying, like, I wrote down 5 things that I wanted, and that was 2 years ago. One of them was the retreats. And I never did a retreat before, but I was just like, I know that I can do this easily and effortlessly. And it was a belief. There wasn't a fear of, I can't do this. How am I going to do this? My first retreat was beyond successful. In my mind, I was like, I want 75 people at this retreat. Most people have like 8 or 10 people. And I was just like, I want 65 or 70 people at this retreat. I had 40 instead, which was still amazing, right? But I saw it in my mind first. And I was like, this is easy. I can do this. I can see a clear picture of it. And that is living in the state of the wish fulfilled. I didn't have it yet, but I saw it. I saw in my mind the people there. I saw myself in the shalas teaching yoga and talking about manifestation. I saw it all. That is living in the state of the wish fulfilled. I do block my own blessings. I'm not able to envision where I want to be right now. Jewel, go back to my post. It's like 2 posts ago probably. And there are like 9 or 10 questions to answer that if you really don't know what you want in your life. And I did it. I did all the questions. And the common theme was creation and community and healing. For all the questions and all the answers. I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. Everything had the same theme. So when you answer those questions, and you're going to notice they all have the same theme. So that is a big chunk of what do I want from life? That was just for me personally, right? Everybody has their own questions to answer and the ways they're going to answer them. But it makes, if you're lost right now, go to that post, write down the questions or screenshot the questions, and then just answer them. Because that's going to help put you in a place where you want to be and where you are projecting yourself to go. And then you can do visualizations. Because if we don't know what we want, how can we visualize anything if we don't know what we want? We can't. So once we figure out the direction in which we want to go, then we can start to do the visualizations. But again, I always say this. Most people know exactly what they want. They're just afraid that they can't have them. Oh, I can't have this because I don't have the money. Oh, I can't have this because nobody else would help me. Oh, I can't have this because I just have bad luck. That's blocking your blessings. So, okay, Love Nature Life says, I'm lost right now. Go to that post after this live and go and answer those questions. I guarantee that it's going to help you. Many of us are lost right now. And after dedicating my life to kids, I visualized my trips. I went to 5 trips in 2023. I don't think it gets much better than that. Yes, Doc, projecting a great lunch meeting with me and Jen. 100%. Somewhere in the Middle East or somewhere not here would be great. So we manifest these things. We see them in our mind first. Everything happens in your mind first. If it's a divorce, that happened in your mind first. For months and months and months, you kept thinking about whatever the issue was in your mind that wasn't even a reality yet, and you created that. Many people that are cheated on, they get cheated on because that's all that they think about. That's all that they dwell upon. Why do they think about being cheated on? Because somewhere in their consciousness from childhood, someone did not choose them. Someone was not there for them. Maybe their parents lied to them. Maybe their parents, one of them cheated on someone. So that's in your consciousness that that's just how relationships go. The person that went on 5 friggin' trips in 2023 said, I didn't even know how I was going to pay for them all. 5 trips in a year. Use your words and use your power. What the hell was I listening to somewhere? And they were saying that the people that are controlling this realm right now, they don't want us to know how powerful we truly are. Oh, it's a minute of the day. Do you think it's normal to have products on the market that are constantly causing illness to people and they're still on the market? Your deodorant, the lotion that you put on, the perfume that you spray, the shampoo that you use, the water that we drink, the water that we shower in, the food that we eat. Do you think it's normal that we're poisoned to such a degree that nobody even questions it? People think I'm weird because I put lemon juice under my armpits instead of deodorant. That's toxic. But why do you think that is? We are poisoned to that degree because we are that powerful that they're like, we can never let these people reach their ultimate potential because we would never control anything that's going on in this world right now. If humans knew how powerful that they were just by simply using their mind and consciousness, the game would be over. Slavery would not exist because we're all slaves. Whether anybody wants to believe that or not, we're all slaves. People think we're free in this country. We're not going to get into that. But the reason why we are poisoned to this extent, they put billions and trillions of dollars into the food industry, into the beauty industry, into all these industries, is to poison the human body so that people can never be empowered enough to know their true potential. To know that they create their own reality. That's scary. Live fully in the wonderful now with joyful expectance. knowing that God is the how, God is the when, and God is the where. You must answer each negative thought with a word of authority. If you entertain them or give them attention, the army of aliens will encamp in your consciousness. Your doubts and fears and resentments will settle down to stay, bringing a harvest of misfortune. A good affirmation is, what is it? As I am one with the all-powerful Spirit, I am one with my good. For Spirit is my good in immediate action. As I am one with the all-powerful Spirit, I am one with my good, for my Spirit is my good in immediate action. Your blessing is already there, waiting for you to believe it is possible to accomplish. That's it. That's the whole story. You don't need anything else. Your blessing is already there. All of the blessings already exist in this world. Everything already exists. Love already exists. Your brand new home already exists. Your dream vacation already exists. Your whole family that you don't have yet already exists somewhere in creation. Your blessing is already there, waiting for you to believe it is possible to accomplish. Right now, I have a big project that's in my mind, right? It's waiting for me to believe that it's possible to accomplish. And there's not a doubt in my mind. There is not a doubt in my mind. As sure as I can go and flush that toilet right now, that's as sure as this project is going to be accomplished. That's how sure you have to be about the blessings that you believe that you are able to have. It's not, how am I going to afford this? Oh, you know what? It's just too, there's just too many of those type of businesses right now. Or, oh yeah, they just don't have the tools for this. If you want to keep believing your own nonsense, you'll never have any of the things that you want. You need to be as sure about you putting pants on in the morning that you can accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Whether it's anything, whether it's a relationship, whether it's anything in your reality. As sure as you are to go and eat breakfast or to drink a cup of water, that is as sure as you need to be about your manifestations. You're so sure about it that you don't even have to think about it. You could daydream about it, be like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I am so happy and grateful that. I am so happy and grateful that. Doubt all around me, but I feel it in my soul. This is my year. That's all you need is faith and belief. That's really it. Your blessing is already there, waiting for you to believe it is possible to accomplish. It is that simple. If it's abundance, money comes to me easily and effortlessly in infinite amounts through X, Y, and Z. Always be specific, right? Especially when it comes with money. Where is your money coming from? Because you could inherit a lot of money from your family dying in a car tragic accident. It's not the way that we want to have money or wealth, right? Benny, every morning I say 10 things that I'm grateful for. You could be grateful for the plants. I have like 10 plants sitting in front of me. I'm so happy and grateful for my plants because they're so green. It doesn't have to be huge things that, what am I supposed to be grateful for? I'm so happy and grateful that I have fresh, clean drinking water every day. I'm so happy and grateful that I get to sleep in a warm bed at night. I'm so happy and grateful that I have a family that loves me. Whatever it is. I'm so happy and grateful for the energy to exercise today. How many did I just list? 4 or 5. That's very simple, right? Worry and fear will push it away from you. Sometimes the demonstration comes to pass. I don't know what that says. We'll just skip that sentence. A counter irritant. A student told me she had wanted a certain business enterprise to be a success. She agonized and fretted over it. That's the worst thing you can do. Then something else came into her life to worry her, which took her thoughts completely off the business. She forgot to worry about it. Suddenly, she had a telephone message saying the deal had gone over, followed by a large check. She had shifted her worried thoughts long enough for the deal to go through. When you have completely Put to flight your worries. There will be nothing to interfere with the immediate manifestation of every good and perfect gift, for your heart's desire is no longer a heart's disease. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That happens. A lot of times people think with manifestation that you have to constantly think about it all day. Well, if I stop thinking about it, then I'm not going to get it. The more that you're thinking about something and dwelling on you not having it, that's the energy putting out, I don't have. So that's the energy that you get back is I don't have. So sometimes you might think of something once, you forget about it, and all of a sudden you're like, it comes into your reality. You're like, oh my God, I just thought about that. But you didn't dwell on it. You didn't sit and think, oh my God, how am I going to get this? This is never going to happen for me. Nothing. How many times did it happen? You think of somebody and then 10 minutes later or the next day or the next couple days, they call you or they text you. You put out that signal into the universe of thought, right? Of thinking of someone. That person received that. And then out of nowhere, they're just like, they think of you because you thought of them. And you didn't put any emphasis on it. You're just like, where is this person? I haven't heard from them. Boom, done. Just like the makeup job that I got in the beginning of January. I was thinking of the person. I'm like, I need to reach out to him. Like, now he's going to text me. 10 minutes later, he texts me. Hey, I have a makeup job. Do you want to work it? So the more we dwell on things, the harder it is to manifest because you are actually pushing it away from you. When you are thinking of, maybe it's a breakup and all you're thinking is that person and like, oh my God, I just want to be with them and I miss them. You're actually blocking them from ever coming back to you because you're putting out the energetic ick. Someone else she says this, the energetic ick. People receive that from you. Because what happens most of the time? All of a sudden you moved on. All of a sudden you stop thinking about that person as much. And then all of a sudden they come back around. Because they feel your energetic shift. But when a person is crying over someone and they miss them and oh my God, like I can't live without them. That other person is receiving your energetic ick. It's like, you're pathetic, get your shit together. And that pushes a person away energetically. Because energy doesn't lie. Even though the telepathic ick. Even though you're not calling them or you're not texting them, energetically they are receiving your energy. So if you want to manifest having someone back into your life, it's not doing it by sending out the telepathic ick of longing for them and wanting them. It's like, yo, go do something with yourself. Go take a yoga class. Go exercise. Go get out in nature. Go do something that does not revolve your life around this person. But also, there's a belief that you're left. There's a belief that someone is not loyal to you. So as long as you have that belief, someone always feels that. Someone feels your desperation for love. And then they treat you accordingly to that. Like there's so many people that I've come across in life that have no respect for themselves at all. And people treat them in that way. Like they just don't respect them. I'm not going to get back to that person. I don't have to call them back because whenever I decide to call them, they're going to answer my phone call. I'm not saying me in general that does that to somebody, but I've just met so many people that they tell me stories about, relationship stuff. And as soon as that person calls them, they just pick up the phone immediately. The other person knows that. That is the energetic or telepathic ick that you give off. Because a belief about yourself that I'm not worthy of anything better than a person just like hitting me up whenever they feel like it. I'm not worthy of respect, so no one respects me. So if you don't want to come off like that, you have to change and shift the beliefs about yourself. I've been there. I know better now. As long as we get to the space of that healing, that it's like, no, actually, you're not going to treat me like that. Actually, I'm going to call the shots because this is my life. I'm the star of my reality. I'm the director of my movie. I'm the writer. I'm the main character. You could be an extra in my movie. As long as you know that you are the prize, people will show up in your reality and reflect that. So we'll stop there today. And hopefully that was helpful. But the first thing, part of our homework today, is getting rid of clutter. So if anybody that wasn't on at the beginning of this live, I'm going to repost it. But getting rid of clutter. Whether it's clutter in your mind and thoughts that no longer serve you, we're going to get rid of those. We're going to reprogram those. Or if it's clutter in your space, clean up the dishes in the fucking sink. Get rid of the clothes that you're not wearing anymore. Make room for new energy. Make room for new things coming in. He's right here. They're asking about you, Bubs. I didn't want to know where you were. I'm sleeping with my mommy. Yeah, he's right here. I'm cleaning today. Yes. Wash the clothes that are overflowing in your bathroom. Clean up the bathroom, all the clutter that's in there. The first thing that we see is our bathroom. We get up, go and brush our teeth. If you go in there and it's all cluttered, like you see it, it's in your consciousness, it's there. Right? So we want to declutter the mind. We want to declutter our space. Because I guarantee you, once you declutter your space, things are going to start to shift. I guarantee you that. Things will start to shift. I was just going to talk about something else, but I'm just not going to go there. While all people are focused on the stupid Super Bowl and all the demonic things, are we not past that yet? Like, no shit. See, this is what I mean. I didn't want to talk about this because now I'm just gonna get a little triggered. But let's just talk about this really quickly. While so many people, how many posts, look at all the symbolism and this and that, how is that changing your reality? That's what I want to know. How is that changing your reality by constantly looking for all the bad in the world? I'm pretty sure that you're just manifesting more of that. Don't tell me to go for it because I get really triggered by this. But when I went online last night, I didn't even see it. Why are we focusing our energy there? It's just a rabbit hole. They know psychology so well. They know that so many people are going to be like, oh my God, look at the symbolism. Look what they're doing. And it's satanic. And look at the fire. Look at the colors and red and all this stuff. Are you not bored of this shit yet? They want you to focus on that. They want us to focus on this shit because realistically, they know no one's going to do anything about it. It's a game now. It's like, oh, let's put all this stuff out there because we know that people are going to go down rabbit holes and say all these things and they're going to just harvest more of this energy for us by paying attention to it and putting it out into the world. Let's put out all the evil into the world by trying to combat it. What is anybody going to do about it? If it's not in your consciousness, right? It's not going to create more of that for you. You water the bad things, you're part of the problem. And this is what people are doing. They are watering the plants that they don't want to grow. Let's water all the demonic stuff and hope that it doesn't grow bigger. Like, what are you changing? What are you changing by posting about all this stuff? That's all I hear, the birds chirping. Nothing else. Nothing else. Chasing conspiracies only brings about more conspiracy. Let's water the good stuff. I think that's all that I should really say about that because I'm so annoyed by it and I think it's utterly pathetic actually. And hopefully people that need to see this will see it. All these people talking about all of this dark stuff. Because why? It gets them engagement and it gets them attention from people. It gets them hundreds of comments talking about, oh my God, did you see what this person wore? And did you see the hand symbol that they did? Did you see this? Aren't you bored of this stuff? Like, it's embarrassing that people still talk about this stuff because you're creating more of the energy that you don't want. This is why I didn't want to talk about it because it gets me negative. This is why. This is why. That's it. I'm moving to Mexico. Exactly. You could water me all day. We need people on the good energy side. That's it. We need people on the good energy side. Let's talk about all the symbolism and act like we're going to change something about it. Like, stop, get a life. Okay, I should probably stop now because I don't want to make this negative. I want to make this a positive live, but I just wanted to bring that up because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So, with that being said, I hope everybody has an amazing and beautiful day. Only positive I got from it is that there is evil, then there is a positive divine power. Right, and if you could take that away from it, great. But these people make their whole entire page is about symbolism and focusing on all this evil stuff. Is that a fun world for you? Like, is that fun for you to focus on all the dark things every day? And you wonder why you're out of your mind? You wonder why you don't have the life that you want because all you focus on is dark things and looking for all the evil in the world? You wonder why your life looks the way that it does. See, this is why I don't want to talk about this. This is why. So, love wins. Bobby Dixon says, love wins. And it does. So we need to have more peace within ourselves. More peace in the world is what we started out at the beginning of this live. Are we peaceful within ourselves? And are we at peace with the world? How much energy it takes to do that. Thank you for saying it that way. Thank you for listening. Let's go declutter. Let's go declutter our life. Even it's unfollowing people that do nothing but talk about dark shit. That's it. Have an amazing, wonderful Monday. Let's declutter. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I dyed my hair a long time ago. This is my natural color, everybody. This is the natural color of me. I'm not blonde. I've never been blonde. Well, I was, but that's not my real hair color. Anyway, have an amazing day. I will repost this live. If you want to share it, go for it. Have fun. If you want to rewatch, but declutter. Declutter is what we're going to do today. We're going to declutter. You're very welcome. Have a beautiful day.